Hi, this is the Unconventional Woman. This is the post-date denouement for date number 39. Well, here's the framework. He's from Austin, Texas. He came to Berlin when he was 35. He had just visited a couple times and decided that he wanted to live here. And he's a software programmer. So he was on the freelance visa for a while and just got a full-time job at Nokia, like a international English-based job. And with that full-time job, he was able to get a permanent visa in 4 years. Apparently, he says you cannot do that on a freelance visa. Like, you need a full-time job, and then if you are on the freelance visa, it will take 8 years instead. It'll take twice as much time. And another thing about him is he was a Tinder virgin. So I was his first date that he met on Tinder, and he was just like kind of shocked, that he got my number. I was willing to meet him, blah, blah, blah. And I really hate it when that happens. It happens all the time that somebody tells me, "Oh, you're my first, date on Tinder," and it just makes me feel like, oh well, now I've broken the ice for you, and now you're gonna go meet all these other exciting people. Like, there's no way you would just stop at the first person that you met. You would be like, oh, here's this new device. I could, explore this a little bit. So it always makes me have this bad feeling that I will not be able to get on a second date, even if I want it. So he was 40. He's pretty good looking. My experience with dating older guys is they're always kind of like serious and careful and slow and picky, and I just can't figure out how to get in their good graces, how to get out on the second date, or how to get someone to kiss you, or it's always slow going. But he was so sweet and soft-spoken and a good listener, and he was warning me. He was telling me about Berlin. There's a lot of transient people. There's a lot of transient Americans. They come here for 6 months. They come here for a year. And it might be hard to get into a relationship here. It's kind of what someone else was saying, but it wasn't like he was trying to pressure me into anything. He was just kind of warning me. So that was a little bit upsetting to hear again. But then culturally, it was definitely because I'm the foreigner. So when people see me, they will consider me as transient, as not someone you actually want to invest in. And it might be that way until I get, permanent residency or the permanent visa that allows me to stay here. So we're talking about attachment styles. I mentioned that, and I was stressing that I have an open attachment style. I need to be around someone who really wants to engage and connect in a meaningful way, and not someone who's closed and cautious and too scared, about vulnerability and losing power to connect to people. I don't need that kind of person. And I also told him that I heard from someone that more Germans have a closed attachment style. Actually, I heard that from the half Brazilian oncologist. And he's like, yes, actually the stereotype of Germans is that they're like cantaloupes. They're hard on the outside and soft on the inside. And the stereotype of Americans is they're like avocados. They're soft on the outside and they have a hard stone in the center. And I was like, I don't think so. I don't have a hard stone. I don't know what you're talking about. So I really kind of wanted to go on a second date with this person. And almost as soon as I finished the midday vlog, he wanted to go, and he's like, yeah, I have stuff to do. And he said, bye, I really enjoyed hanging out with you. And I said, bye, hope to see you soon again. And he didn't say anything. So I felt immediately like, oh, he just enjoyed hanging out with me, and now, yeah, I'm not right for him or something. And then again on Tinder, he's like, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. And I felt immediately that, okay, well, we had this intimate conversation. He had my phone number. If he wanted to go out on a second date, he would have text messaged me. Like, messaging me on Tinder is like stepping back into the public realm and also stating that he's looking for somebody else to meet on Tinder. So that was a little bit disappointing, but not anything out of the usual. I mean, considering the context that I already told you about. So, yeah, that was that. I'll see you next date. Bye. The Unconventional Woman.